I exist. I am. I'm alive. There is something rather than nothing, and it's me. It's me. Um, that may sound narcissistic and solipsistic, but as a matter of direct experience, that's true. Because when I refer to me, what I'm referring to is that fact that I exist. Because the very fact that I can refer to myself as I means that means that um, means that there is existence, you know, like the very fact that I can ask a question to myself, or anything like, what am I trying to say? The very fact that I can, the very fact that I can think about the the thing of, oh, there's something rather than nothing. The very fact that I can think about that means that I exist. I think, therefore I am. So when I say me, what I'm referring to is my existence. And my existence, as a matter of direct experience, is the only thing that exists. But you see, it's not my existence. It's not like I own existence. It's like this is my existence. There's just existence. I'm not saying there's me and existence. I'm just saying there is existence. So I mean, you can do this for yourself. Like, think about the very fact that there's something rather than nothing. What are you referring to when you're saying something? Like, you have to define what you mean by something and what you mean by nothing, right? And really, all you have to go by is experience and non-experience. So, like sensations, fucking vibrations, movement, like the sights and the sounds and the feelings in your body and taste and smell and thoughts and emotions, like all that is experience. You know that's happening. Compare that with non-experience. Well, you can't, because non-experience is no experience. But I mean, take deep sleep for an example. Like, we're not conscious then because we don't remember it. Like, we go to sleep at night and we have no idea what happened during that 8 or so hours. And so that's non-experience, you know. Non-experience isn't just like a black void. It's nothing. It's void of a black void. So when you're when you think about the thing of there's something rather than nothing, how is there something rather than nothing? Um, what you're talking about when you're saying something is experience. And you see, you don't know anything outside of your own experience. As a matter of direct experience, the world isn't made up of atoms, or the world didn't come from the Big Bang or from God or whatever. Like, you see, that's all just stories that the mind concocts. Like, you think about there's something rather than nothing. Well, what is that something? How is there something rather than nothing? What's the very source of this something? You know, what happened? So there's the Big Bang, and then like matter was just like creating like fucking planets and galaxies and shit, and then sentient life with consciousness. Like, that's just thinking about shit. That's just thinking about shit. Like, you have direct experience of what you mean by nothing. Like, there's no point in going in your head trying to think of some concept of nothing. I mean, of something. Like, oh, what's something? Oh, my storage is low. Um, you know, this is the something. Like, this is what you're talking about. Like, that's something rather than nothing. It's your experience. That's all you have, your existence. So, you know, it can sound solipsistic, but again, a solipsism is just another idea. You know, who knows? Who knows? I don't fucking know. But, you know, yeah, solipsism is just another perspective, you know, another perception, another lens of perception that you can wear, like any other. That's just arising in existence, yeah? So you can do this for yourself, you know? Ponder upon the fact that there's something rather than nothing. And, you know, you realize that, well, it's you know, at the, you know, you at the deepest level. But you realize that that's, you know, that's the thing that is you, that, like, that's not usually what you refer to when you say you know, because it's just existence, and there's no like identification. There's no self, but it's you. No self is true self, right? What you're doing, right? You're stripping away everything that's false, and then, you know, what's left? What's left? You know, strip away. You strip away all identification. Strip away all conceptions of self. Strip away all um, away any sense of self that you have, and what do you have left? You know, it's not like experience is gone and you die. Experience is still here, but it's not you. But at the same time, it's what you've always been calling you anyway. It's just existence, aliveness. And so, in a sense, that's who you really are. That's your true face, your true self. But again, it's not like this, not like a self how you usually conceive of it. It's void of any self, but you know, there it is, existence, and it's you. I don't know. And so, something rather than nothing. Well, what is nothing? Well, nothing doesn't exist. There is no such thing as nothing, because the very fact that there's something means that nothing can't exist, you know. Nothing and something. There is just there is just something. There is just isness. There is no, I don't know. You know, there's non-experience, but there's I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, but it's interesting. But here you are. Here I am. Whatever it is, you know, it's nothing really can be labeled as self. You know, it's all, everything that happens on its own through like an infinite web of causes and conditions that that are empty of any self. Right? Things happen. Like the way that you are now is because of the way you were yesterday and the day before. And the way you were then was because of, you know, how your parents raised you. And the way that your parents raised you was because of the way that their parents raised them. And back and back and back and back and goes until, you know, where? Like the Big Bang? Like, so it's like none of it is in your control. You're not this separate entity that has control. Everything's just happening on its own. And everything feeds into itself. Everything intertwines with itself. Like the way that you act and behave, whether you think it's good or bad, is not your choice, because it's all happening through other conditions. You know, you think it's your choice to do something, but where did that choice come from? Another choice, where did that choice come from? You know, maybe someone else's choice, where did their choice come from? You know, maybe some condition that they grew up in, and how did that arise? Well, from evolution, or, you know, it's everything's interconnected, and there is no separate self that can choose things. Everything's happening on its own. Don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. My phone said my storage was running out, but I'll probably speak too soon and fucking run out right now, but so That's the best thing that you can do in life, is to just keep reminding yourself that you're alive, like you're here, like, and one day you might not be. Who's to say if life continues after death? You don't know anything. You've got to fucking cherish every moment because it's all you have. The moment is all you have. It's all that there is. As a matter of direct experience, you only have this moment. This moment is all that there is in existence as a matter of experience. So that's something to be grateful for, because one day you're going to be old and frail, and the next minute you're going to be dead. And you may not even reach the stage where you're old and frail. You may get hit by a car tomorrow. Who knows what's going to happen? So just close your eyes every now and again. You don't need to fucking close your eyes, but just really expand your awareness to encapsulate all of experience, all the sensations. And you may even label some sensations as good and some as bad, but those again are just more sensations. And if you can take a step back from the labeling of this is good, this is bad, I like this, I don't like this, if you take a step back from that, then even the label of I don't like this experience, if you take a step back from that, then you see that's just a sensation that doesn't actually have any goodness, inherent goodness or badness or like or dislike. Like, there is no good and bad, um, right or wrong in experience other than the mind's interpretation of it. So you can have like a kind of pain in your foot, and you could be like, fuck this pain, this is shit. But, you know, that's just the mind's interpretation of it, you know. And I mean, there is kind of like a feeling tone, there is a kind of like pleasant and unpleasant, but, you know, there's pain, there is pleasant and unpleasant, but then there's suffering, which is just adding another layer to that pain. So you've got like the pain in your, you know, it's just in this unpleasant sensation, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it because, like I said, it's just everything's happening on its own, you know, like you didn't choose to be in a body and all of a sudden you've got this human body with flaws, and like if you've got a pain in your foot, that's just nature, you can't fucking do anything about that. So if there's a pain in your foot and it's unpleasant, you know, you just have to fucking accept it. You know, if you just start saying, fuck this pain, I don't like this pain, you're just adding on top more and more pain, which creates suffering. So anyway, even with unpleasant and painful sensations, recognize the consciousness of it, recognize the awareness of the sensations, because, and juxtaposition it with non-experience. Because imagine like some unpleasant sensations, you're going through some shit, and then imagine like you like dead, and then like saying having a second chance to be alive. Even that moment of being in a really fucking unpleasant and painful situation would be like a gift in a way, because it's like, fuck, I was just non-existent, and now I'm experiencing. Like, just recognize the very fact of experience and aliveness, even if you're in pain. I'm not saying to use this as a way to avoid pain or to run away from, to like, to to make the pain feel better. All I'm saying is that throughout any experience, pleasant or unpleasant, always bring a kind of gratefulness to the fact that you're alive. It's easier said than done, but I mean, it's a practice that you can practice and you get better over time. Gratitude for existing, for experiencing. Because the pain that you go through, and the consciousness of that pain is not the same thing. The consciousness of the pain isn't pain itself, isn't in pain. We're all trying to look for something good. We're all trying to look for something better than what's right here, right now. We always want something that isn't here. We're never satisfied with just what's in our field of experience. And really, this kind of meditation and awakening thing is just about being content with what there is in your experience and not wanting anything else. Yeah, it's interesting because, when you first kind of start this spiritual path or awakening or whatever fucking word you want to use, when you first kind of start this, you think it's like, I'm going to reach some grand, like, state. It's going to be, like, the most magical thing ever. I'm going to, I'm going to know everything. I'm going to know, like, the secrets of the universe. I'm going to know the mysteries and all this kind of stuff, but that's not it. It's simply a process of unknowing, of unlearning. You see, and the ego doesn't want that. That's the worst thing the ego wants. The ego wants the best fucking goody goody it can get. The big fucking diamond full of, you know, all experience, the best things. Ultimate knowledge. The ego doesn't want to just. The ego doesn't want to not know anything. The ego doesn't want to be like, like, like this whole process is about not knowing what the fuck's going on. It's just about coming back to the bare reality that existence exists. And that's all that you can know to be true. And you just kind of reside in that. And you kind of get a joy from that. but it's not a joy that the ego can enjoy, because the ego, by its definition, is constantly trying to get something and trying to push something away. So this process is just about, yeah, kind of residing in the I amness, and just kind of accepting that there's nothing that you can really know for certain. And you just watch life like a movie. So what else can you do?